Hello and welcome to It's About Youth with me, Faye Kwan. Burnout is hitting young Malaysians harder than ever, especially among employees, particularly millennials and Gen Zs who are reporting that they are affected. Now, between workplace demands and the realities of our economy, many are feeling stretched thin and overwhelmed. What's really driving burnout among our young Malaysians, and how can we build or create a system that really supports youth well-being? Joining me on the show today to discuss this further is Dr. Loshseni Gunasegaran. She's a medical doctor with Pejabat Kesihatan Jelebu, as well as Koh Su Yen, the founder of Emotion Pod. Thank you, both of you, for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure having you in the studio to talk about something so important, something that's really affecting a lot of youth in the country today. Now, it's also burnout itself is just something that's been talked about more than ever. And as young people are juggling things such as work, side hustles, responsibilities at home, and more, I wanted to know firstly from the both of you, in your view, why do you think this issue is so urgent today? Suyan, shall we start with you?
Yes, it didn't came to me important until I started conducting burnout workshops, and it's being oversubscribed. And for me personally, I went through lots of episodes of burnout during my whole entrepreneurship journey, which is entering the 3rd year. And I realized that burnout impacts our life in so many ways. We can't function, we feel exhausted, we can't maximize our potential. And youth nowadays, they don't even know how to spot their own burnout. And they cannot or couldn't regulate their own emotions, I would say. And it's impacting their family, their job hunting, their career, their academy.
Everything,
everything,
every aspect of life.
Everything. And they can't find the exact words to describe their own emotion state, which is burnout. And when they came to my workshop, then they realized that, oh, I'm actually having a silent burnout, or I'm quite quitting an office because of burnout. So all these things got me to think that actually this is very common, and it's more common than I thought.
Okay, I'd like to get into the factors a little bit later on.
Got it.
But Loshseni, what do you think? Why is it such an urgent issue today?
Okay, adding on to what Suyin was saying, to me, burnout was actually working longer hours. I think every job has hours of working with more than 24 or 36 on-calls and night shifts. So this hours actually has, one of the on-calls has brought me to feel the burnout, where you skip your meals, you overwork. But I always feel the only thing you can overcome the burnout is having your mentor, a very good working colleagues, your friends and family.
That support system.
That the support system actually means so much to us, but we need to voice out, we need to inform them what are we going through every burnout. And also not only working, I think family expectations as job interviews, and also getting other what do you call that, social media is also one of the burnouts for our current youth at the moment actually.
Yeah. There's this sort of vicious cycle of comparing yourself with others, especially when it comes to social media, right? I'm curious that you did mention your job is, or being in your industry is something that is a lot of emotional pressure and intense long hours. What are some signs of burnout that you see, especially among healthcare workers?
Fatigue, sleep disturbance, definitely not only emotionally you are down, also physically. Severe headache. You have working colleagues who fall sick because of skipping meals, not having a proper good 8 hours of sleep. So these all are the signs and symptoms of having burnouts at the moment actually.
And your job is to take care of other sick people. So how can you take care of others when you yourself are feeling so overwhelmed?
I think when I have my burnout, to me, I always go back to the purpose why I started. Why was it a medical doctor? So to serve the community. And to divert my burnouts, I usually get engaged in youth activities, my leadership program and empowerment programs. So that how I divert myself. Purpose, I go back to my purpose, and if this is not going to work for me, definitely I go to my colleagues. I think sharing and talking to each other actually make us feel way much better.
You're not alone in this.
Yes, we all are not alone in this. No matter what you need, a friend to lean on, and a family if you need to go to them too.
So the emotional awareness is also something that you've tapped into, but it's not necessarily accessible, or not everyone is aware of it. Suyen, prior to the recording, we were also talking, you've experienced burnout yourself as well. Can you share a little bit about what that period looked like for you and what had contributed to that?
Wow.
A heavy question.
Yeah, it's actually quite an important period for me to actually acknowledge my own burnout. That happened when I was transitioning out from my corporate life to full-fledged, full-time entrepreneur. It's actually a lot of shift in mindset, but I wasn't aware, so I was still ramping up as though like using or leveraging my own corporate experience to run my own startup, which is totally not workable. Because when you're running your own startup, you basically gonna train yourself to business do A to Z. Yeah. First of all. Second is my mentors back then, they didn't own business, so they were trying to advise me based on their own corporate experience, which I took in. I realized that it didn't work, and my inner circle collapsed, my social support system collapsed, my value in life got to be revised. That period took me almost 6 months, and I was so quiet about it because I was doing a lot of internal realignment. Keep on asking myself, like what Loshseni has mentioned, why did I take this leap? Why I started this company called Emotion Pod? Why am I championing mental health when I couldn't even do it on my own? Then I realized that it is so important to step out and jump out and think out of the box and look at my own nervous system. How am I reacting to stressor? How am I reacting to things that I'm not familiar with? Because a lot of youth in Malaysia, what I realized are people that came forward, they are not used to handling uncertainties. They are not used to handling emotion difficulties. That is what I realized about myself, and I tapped into my own burnout experience. And guess what? The first engagement after this period of burnout of mine, I actually conducted a burnout workshop. And that burnout workshop wasn't anything clinical or site-based. It's more on, I'm here, I'm sharing my own experience, I'm willing to be vulnerable, and whoever came, they tap into my own wisdom, and we actually started building on it and form a collective wisdom. Yeah, as to how to tackle burnout, because no one is alone, and no one is, and I learned. And what I was trying to do during the whole burnout workshop was to create a sense of social connectedness, sense of community, that they are not alone, their problem is not so hard to tackle, and we are all here to support. Once you put down your judgment, your critics, your inner critics especially, because you do not know, most of the time you are actually condemning yourself inside. Yeah,
we are our own harshest critics.
Correct, yes, yeah. That's my take for this, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that, and I think it's great that you are creating such a safe space for everyone to be vulnerable and to explore their emotions like this. In that sense, then, coming from your workshops, could you share a little bit about how emotional regulation can be used as a very practical tool for people to prevent burnout in the first place?
So based on my own experience, I have also created this 4A methodology. Emotion regulation, to me, to Emotion Pod, surrounds these 4 A's. 4 A's, yeah, correct. First, awareness. Yeah. Second is acknowledgement. Third is acceptance. The fourth is action. But we always fail to do the first step, which is awareness. No one will just sit down there and realize that I'm actually very triggered with this so-and-so's person's statement, but why? They seldom, I mean most people seldom sit down and ask why am I being triggered? Why is this so triggering to me? A lot of people fail to answer that question. But once they have this breakthrough, then they can start doing the second and third and fourth A's in their own life. Yeah. So to me, emotion regulation is how you modulate your own emotion back to your baseline.
Yeah.
Instead of having too extreme of feeling angry or too extreme of feeling joy. It's how you being zen.
Yep.
Yeah, in life. Yeah, that's for me. Maybe you can actually add on as well.
I think I agree to whatever Suyin was saying. Actually, being the question back again was actually on
emotional regulation. Yeah.
So meeting a person, talking to them actually makes them feel better because you are in that phase of burnout. You have felt how it feels. I think advising another person to know that your experience actually makes them feel better. Yeah.
And you've talked about how you've confided in your colleagues, understanding that we're not alone in this. Everyone is facing burnout to a certain extent, or they're able to relate to these sort of struggles. The fact that it is so prevalent, what do you think? Is it something to do with our systems or our environment as a whole that's contributing to youth burnout in Malaysia?
Rather than saying the system, maybe I think every occupation has the burnout. No matter medical doctor, engineer, anything, you have long working hours. But I feel that it's on us, how do we tackle the emotional and burnout? Always have a option to think back the purpose, why are you doing it? Find a solution, how to overcome it. Like say you're having a very bad day. You have worked very hard for 24 to 32 hours of working. Come back, always reflect. Take time, calm yourself down. Always, maybe you can start journaling. Do some journaling, make you feel better always. So that are some ways you can do to actually overcome your burnouts as busy working adult.
Yep.
Yeah, because we won't have the time to go for shopping. Some people feel better going for shopping, going out meeting someone, because you have your daily work to be done. The next day you have to get back to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. So maybe by sitting down and journaling, and also speaking to a good friend of you, sharing your burnouts with them, makes you always feel better.
So making time out of a busy schedule, even just for a few minutes, to do something as simple as journaling or calling a friend. I'm curious though that, Suyan, what do you think? Is those kind of well-being or routines, is it still seen as something more of as a bonus, or do you think it should be made more of a priority? And what does a healthy support system really look like realistically?
The golden rule is always take care of yourself first, and don't see well-being as a luxury thing in your life. It should be a must-have in your life, because if a person fails to take care of their own well-being, they cannot function properly, they cannot maximize their potential, and they have a lot of doubts, self-limiting belief, or even periodically crashing, which is not going to be very, very sustainable in anything they want to pursue. And what I think is, a lot of people, they do not have this awareness of their own emotion. They do not prioritize their own well-being. Maybe because of how they brought up, how we are being brought up, how our culture shaped us to always achieve, to be result-driven, goal-driven.
Number one.
Yeah.
Be there.
even when you score 95.
Where's the
yeah, correct. Yes. That actually happened to me. Yeah. So just sharing from my experience. So a lot of people have this perfectionism in them, tendency. Let's not label people as, oh, you're a perfectionist. No, we all have the tendency to be a perfectionist person, right? What I would always suggest people is, there's no right or wrong, there's no fixed thing to do, but you should have your own ritual. You should actually come up with a set of well-being practices to anchor yourself, to ground yourself, to tell yourself that you are the most important person in the world. If you fail to take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of people you loved? Or how are you going to have the capacity to pursue your passion, to function at work, right? So that is what I did for myself. I have me time. 5:30 to 11 a.m. is my me time. I will do a lot of reading. I cook. You know, I meditate. I journal. That's very important to me to actually function and to contribute back to the communities that I want to serve or I'm serving right now. Yeah, that's me. I mean, maybe Loshseni can share.
Yeah. So just adding on to whatever she was saying, right? Journaling is definitely number one, and also me time. I think me time is very important to every youth nowadays because they've been juggling with work, with family expectations, and also social media expectation nowadays. Everything is on social media. A child excels in education, in top job opportunities, everything is on social media. See, it's another youth's, oh, why I can't do that. That it's also a breakdown for every youth, I feel. So we think we should reduce the comparison of youth among the youths. Do your best. You don't have to be the best of everything. Do what you can. Do what you're capable of doing. Okay.
I think on the flip side, I also would like to add that a lot of people didn't cultivate the ability to validate their own achievement, recognize their own small wins, right? We should have that. We should not get external validation constantly, because if we are constantly yearning for the external validation, where's the end? Why not start from today, like telling yourself, I'm enough. I woke up, I clean up, I wash up, I'm heading out. It's good enough, because for people who suffer or experiencing burnout, these are all the things that is going to take extra effort. And no one was there, or he or she is not aware that getting out of burnout takes effort. But they fail to recognize that the first thing first is to reduce the inner critic.
These things that you've mentioned, they sound simple enough. It's sort of like a mindset shift, the self-affirmation, positive affirmations to ourselves. I'm curious then, what's stopping us? What, if this is what can help towards alleviating burnout, what's stopping you from beginning these routines in the first place?
Fear. To me,
do you think so?
Definitely, I would agree to say it's fear.
Fear.
Fear of doing it.
Yeah, it's like
facing it.
Yeah, because it's not familiar.
And it's like an uncomfortable feeling. It's an unpredictable situation.
You have to dwell in that, actually. So I think the starting for a youth to do it, it's a bit tough. So I think exposure, I would say, exposure to overcoming mental health is also a very, it's been not very common among the youths nowadays as well.
I would say normalize well-being conversations among your friends, families. I know this is not common in Malaysia. That is also one of my goals as an Emotion Pop founder, is I want people to talk about their own well-being constructively, healthily in the mamak. Because we have so many mamaks, right? And everyone goes to mamak. And I want to hear people talk about it when I pass by. Not to tap into their personal life, but actually to normalize it. Don't see it as a taboo, and no judgment, because everyone needs support. And we need to function as a collective group to excel and to forge forward, to adopt best practices in mental health area in life.
And speaking about best practices, I'm moving a little bit more to that positive affirmation part. I just wanted to acknowledge that the both of you were selected as 2 out of just 5 Malaysian fellows under this year's ASEAN Youth Fellowship. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your experience from the fellowship. What stood out for you? And were there any particular lessons when interacting with fellows from other ASEAN member states? Were there any lessons you think Malaysia can adopt when it comes to youth well-being or building resilience? Loshseni?
Thank you for the. Actually, among 100 nominees, I think the 5 of us were selected, myself, Suyen, we had Shane, we had Brian, also Shafiq.
Yes.
So 5 of us represented Malaysia for this program, ASEAN Youth Fellowship, organized by the Singapore International Foundation and also National
Youth
Council of Singapore. A very beautiful program for the youths. I think we are all very gifted to be one of the nominees and also participant in the program. Throughout the whole, it was an 8 days program, then 4 days in Singapore and 4 days in Malaysia.
Intense.
Yes, it
Full
is.
intense program,
it
yes.
is.
I think our program starts at 8 till 10:30.
8:15. Yeah.
Very particular with the timing,
Yes.
8:15 up to 10 night.
Or
So
more.
14-hour
Yeah.
days for you.
Correct.
But
Yes.
trust me, when it was a worth program. I think every youth should go for this. I think they spoke on leaderships, on sustainability, and also we had very good speakers coming in from Malaysia and also from Singapore to encourage the youth on lots of community programs and also leadership programs. So very beautiful program.
On top of it, I would like to add on, I find the informal small talks among the fellows are the most useful one for me personally, because I was there, I was yearning to understand what is happening with the other countries, especially when it comes to well-being issues,
Yep.
how they are tackling, how their community is looking into it. Then I realized that well-being or poor of awareness of emotion literacy is lacking. It's not only Malaysia.
It's a shared challenge.
Yeah, it's a shared challenge. First of all. Second is a lot of countries are tackling it differently. What I realized the most common thing is to build a community. They are so willing to even travel like 8 hours to the kampong to talk to the kids about what is emotion about. And I think B40 challenge is also quite
among
common.
all the ASEAN countries, actually, we share the same challenges.
Yeah.
I think all the youth actually made in so much of effort to travel all the way to the kampong area. They go to the rural areas to share what about among the regarding mental health issues, taking up challenges like teaching education for them. So a lot of them actually done a wonderful job among all the participants of the ASEAN program.
And this ASEAN Youth Fellowship has given us opportunity to tap into the collective wisdom. I'm constantly using this word because it's so important. To see or to actually reference from others how best we can lead our community and how best we can leverage on each other's resources. So at the last day of the event, we actually had a session where all the fellows came together to talk about how we can help each other in this region, which is so important. And what we notice is a lot of people, they are so good at doing their own stuff. And we should actually look into other people's leadership and how best we can tap into this collective wisdom and lead our own communities. Yeah.
It's not a competition, but rather
it is not
working together.
Correct, it's a collaboration.
Collaboration among all the ASEAN countries.
Yeah.
And I like how you pointed out the inclusivity part of it, ensuring that nobody gets left behind, traveling to rural areas, getting the B40 community involved in all of this. In that sense, I think that really aligns with ASEAN's theme for the year, right? Inclusivity and sustainability. Where do you think, or how can regional collaboration here, that collective wisdom you talked about, Suyen, how can that really help to build a more healthier or a more supportive environment for young people?
Let me take this question. I think in the near 5 to 10 years, moving forward, what I hope is the level of emotion literacy will be increased progressively with a lot of community initiative. And second is what I hope is there's a improved policy making for well-being industry, because I do believe policy has certain power in changing people's life, and I want that to be very inclusive, include how a policy can make sure our education syllabus includes well-being topics so that we can start planting seeds. Our future generations are more aware of their own emotions and could actually increase their own ability to develop their own self. Yeah, correct. From young. So that was what I realized. Our education system didn't include that much. I wasn't normalized.
What are your thoughts,
I
Loshseni?
think I agree to what Suyin was saying actually. As down the road, about 5 to 10 years time, it should be normalized. Mental health and youth well-being should be normalized, and I think we should decrease the cases of mental health issues among the youths and also in adults. Yeah, it should be normalized. Like, speak out, come over. You have any issues, find someone, speak to them, find a solution. No harm to have burnouts, but actually speak to someone to help you out how to get things moving forward. Actually,
Keeping things open without fear of judgment and all coming together
no one
to
should
help
judge
each other.
anyone. Actually,
or label anyone.
Right.
Labeling is also a big thing among the youth.
I think that can be a whole other
Yes,
episode.
correct.
But we've actually run out of time for today. But thank you so much to both of you for sharing your insights. I really appreciate it. Congratulations again on being part of this year's ASEAN Youth Fellowship. I've been speaking to Loshseni Gunasegaran, a medical doctor with Pejabat Kesihatan Jelebu, and Koh Su Yen, founder of Emotion Pod. This has been It's About Youth with me, Fei Kwan. Thank you for watching and good night.